In Berta, we trust people. This man is working wonders for my football club, and the show doesn't stop. Fabio Vieira is a player, very talented, hasn't worked out here. Long story short, he needs to leave, innit? It's as simple as that, people. So you can see in front of me, Stuttgart working on permanent deal for Arsenal's Fabio Vieira, reports David Ornstein, which does correlate from a few weeks ago, or well, just over under a month, better yet ago, where this said Fabio Vieira's camp are now exploring potential options away from Arsenal. Long story short, it said sides from Turkey and Germany were interested, and vaguely around Italian clubs. He's going to Stuttgart, which he probably will thrive in the Bundesliga. For him, like Reece Nelson, like Lokonga, you don't need to go somewhere where you can set down roots and just stay and develop. 1 minute you're at Arsenal, then you're on loan. You've probably got to that point now where, if the milk was stale in the fridge, it's been needed to be thrown out, right? Let's go through this article. Stuttgart are working on a deal to sign attacking midfielder Fabio Vieira from Arsenal. The German club have approached their Premier League counterparts about Fabio Vieira. The 25-year-old was loaned to Porto last season, but Stuttgart's interest is over a permanent move, which is music to my ears because, respectfully to you, Fabio, the quicker we move you on, resources can be distributed where they need to go positively. An agreement has yet to be reached, but talks are ongoing, with Arsenal likely to seek a respectable price for a player they recruited for up to 40 million in the summer of 2022. The Portuguese midfielder, who has been capped by his country at under 21s level, is into the final 2 years of his contract at the Emirates Stadium, in which this is a bit like Eze, different, but a bit like Eze in that he's got 2 years left on his deal. This is the strongest position Arsenal will have beyond the obvious to get a permanent fee. We all know we're not going to get anywhere near 40 million euros. Can we get 20? A hefty sell-on clause, potentially even a buyback clause, because he is still relatively young. He might turn into the player we thought. Give ourselves, not saying it will be the case, but give ourselves the ability to do that. And also sell on clause, because let's not be dumb. Stuttgart, I'm sure you want him. I'm sure you want him to thrive. They're going to play him. He's going to develop, and he's going to be sold somewhere for some more money, people. He came through the ranks at Porto, as we know. He joined us in the June of 2022. He's played or met yet. In his first season, he made 22 Premier League appearances in North London, but just 3 from the start, and struggled for game time in the following campaign, starting twice in the top flight. We all know he spent last season back in his homeland and his former team in Portugal. So wish you all the best. And you would have seen Thomas Partey set to join Villarreal, people. Whatever you make of that, let me know. We have heard Arsenal are lining up an opening bid worth over 50 million for Eze. And the Eze stuff's taking a bit of a twist because, another attacker, another British, well, Nigerian heritage, Nigerian international, but, British player has been linked with us. Allegedly, according to Football London, Arsenal are considering entering the race for Ademola Lookman as a cheaper alternative to Eze, people. Atalanta apparently reportedly promised to sell him for 35 to 40 million euros, people, if a serious offer arrived, which is much less than Inter's current bid. Talks are still ongoing. I still reckon he goes into Milan. You've seen, Atalanta's president speak. You've seen Lookman actually hand in a transfer request. He's also made like a social media post around his story. It is turning quite ugly for the Europa League winner with Atalanta. So yeah, would you not have Ademola Lookman? I would, but I want Eze. I don't think the club are as keen on Lookman as reports suggest. Completely off topic, but Mikel Arteta recognizes the acquisition of Victor Gyökeres will necessitate a shift in style. Arsenal need to be more direct, more vertical, and since the resumption of training in July, Arteta has begun implementing this change. What do you lot think of that? Sources said Arsenal was conscious about the psychological demands of leading the line and the scrutiny on the position. Gyökeres' goal record for Sporting plus a strong conviction in his strength of character convinced them he was the man for the job. I don't believe this. I think this is 100% BS, but just to keep you lot entertained in silly season, reportedly Arsenal have made a shock 75 million euros proposal for Real Madrid midfielder Tchouaméni, suggests Defensa Central. Now, we've spent quote unquote a lot, maybe not a lot as other people, but for Arsenal fans, we know how we operate in our budget. 50 odd million on Zubimendi, 60 odd million on Gyökeres, 50 odd million on Madueke. You add up the fees of the other guys that have been involved in, and that's also significant. We've obviously given new contracts, so we're getting to our limits, I feel, of our budget. Surely, if we were going to make a big money addition, it wouldn't be in an area that we appear on the face of it well stocked. If you do sign at Eze can play in midfield, probably as an 8 and a 10, as well as playing out wide. there is scope to do things with Odegaard, Kai Havertz, Mikel Merino, Zubimendi, Declan Rice. I might have missed out one or two the luxury of Wanieri in there as well. Also, Miles Lewis-Skelly. Surely, if we were going to spend significant sums, which 75 million, 60 odd, give or take, it kind of is, surely that would be on a left winger or Eze, who can play in a bunch of roles, or somewhere else. I don't know if I'm not saying we wouldn't sign another centre midfielder, but would we sign one for 70 odd million euros, people? I'm not sure. We spent over 200 million already. Arsenal still plan to make another big signing before the end of the window. Apparently, Eze and Rodrigo have been the two most suggest names, but Defensa Central suggests Arsenal are moving for another Real Madrid star. Should have got Diaz, to be fair. I believe that more. Apparently, Arsenal made a proposal to Real Madrid for him via intermediaries. Were said to have informed Real Madrid were prepared to pay big money for the France midfielder. Surely we need someone with a different skill set. Like, obviously, he's not Toni Kroos, but if it was a Toni Kroos midfielder, you know what I mean by that: passing range, tempo dictator, all those kind of things. Surely if we was going to do this, surely it would be for that, because obviously Tchouaméni's a good player. If this was true, I'm having him, really, regardless of what I'm saying. And big up Zubimendi, because you can help us with the tempo thingies and whatnot. But surely, if anything, yeah, Tchouaméni's skill set is more akin to what we've got in the squad already. You know, I'm not saying he can't pass a ball, but you get the point of where I'm going. So I don't really believe it. Don't even know if they're going to sell him. I think owing to Xabi Alonso coming in, new manager, you don't really know where half of the players stand. It's very easy to make rumors and reports about players leaving. I'm not saying he wouldn't leave, but I can't see it to Arsenal. He did cost 100 million euros. It would be an expensive operation. Trossard has been linked with Brentford as well, as you guys already know. Don't forget to let me know your thoughts. Would you let him go to Brentford? Kivior's future is still up for speculation, people. We prefer to keep him. We rejected a proposal from Portugal. He's got a desire to play. We have been linked with the 19-year-old Jeremy Jacquet, people. I'm sure he's even turned 20 now. Arsenal like him. He signed a new deal until 2029. He's on a list of options. And there's actually been reports that he's turned down an Arsenal move as well, people. Real Madrid never considered selling Rodrigo. A transfer would only be considered if a 90 million euro offer arrives, people. So we're going to have to see. Arsenal apparently have told suitors, including El Nasser, that Martinelli is not for sale, people. Ben Jacobs has said, my expectations is that Arsenal will just sign a 10, with Eze being the top target and less likely to sign a specialist left winger. It feels the last attacking-minded reinforcement for Arsenal will be a 10. Do you think that should be the last reinforcement for us? And surely if we have Eze, Gyökeres, everything else we're doing, where do you lot rate? Leave a comment, people, and smash the like button. Where do you lot rate Arsenal's Premier League hopes, really, of winning it, I say? And I'm really just throwing that to Arsenal fans, because I know other people are going to shit on us, but you get the point.
Like